Chris Connaker from computeraudiophile.com, and this is the seminar how to rip DVD audio and Blu-ray. So I'll do it on both Mac and PC. Who uses Mac and who uses PC? So Mac, raise your hand if you use Mac, and then PC. Okay, so we got to know how to do it both ways. Cool. So I brought up a couple of things. I use this Samsung SE506 Blu-ray drive, this one, and there's something special about this drive that allows you to rip more disks than other drives. We haven't quite figured it out yet. This does support AV connectivity, and a lot of the other ones don't. And that means you can connect it via USB to some TVs, and it just works. So we think that might have something to do with it. So if you don't have a Blu-ray drive for your computer, you might want to pick this one up. I have a couple of other ones that don't do what this one does, and like 90 bucks on Amazon. That's pretty inexpensive for this hobby. So Samsung SE506, if you're interested. And this drive works both on Mac and PC. And then on the Mac side, the software that I'm going to be using to do this is called DVD Audio Extractor. And it'd be kind of nice if it was Blu-ray Audio Extractor, but they're just sticking with the name, DVD Audio Extractor. And it will rip Blu-ray discs, DVD video discs, and DVD audio discs. And what I really, really like about it is, for example, like this Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam's my favorite band, so they released some DVD concerts that aren't available just the audio, because I don't want to watch the concert, I just want to listen. So DVD Audio Extractor will rip just the audio off all Blu-ray concerts, DVD, video concerts, whatever. Yes?
Does that put us down to a 2-channel?
You can select 2-channel or multi-channel, whatever you want, as long as it's on the disc, and I'll go over that, I'll show you. So, certainly. So, what we'll do is, I didn't bring an actual DVD audio disc with me. I have a DVD video disc, and they rip exactly the same. So I'll put it in here and I'll show you the whole process. It's quite easy. A couple years ago, it was difficult, and you had to be an ultra geek to do it. Now, it's very, very simple. So I'll start out with DVD audio, DVD video, and it's a great source of content because everyone in here buys their music anyway. It's not like we're doing this to rip off content. It's a source of more music to listen. So as I say, Pearl Jam's my favorite band, and way back in the 90s, they did MTV Unplugged and never released it as an album, and they released it as a DVD a few years ago. And I thought, oh, I don't want to watch the DVD. I just want to listen to the album. So, DVD Audio Extractor. Let's see, what do they want for the price on this one now? $38.50. So, $38.50 on a Mac. That's the only piece of software you need. So, buy the drive for 90 bucks, spend $38.50 on the software, and start buying DVDs and Blu-rays because it's a great source of high-res content, or just content you can't get available on regular CDs. So here's the app, and it crashes right the first time I launch it. Never happens, but okay. Okay. So you launch the app, and this is the interface you get. And this particular DVD is fairly straightforward. See if I can make this bigger. So it automatically looks for your DVD drive and the DVD disc and finds it for you. Quite easy. And then the structure of DVDs and Blu-rays is way different than CDs. You don't just put it in and it just lists the songs. So on this one, it just says Title 1. That's simple. It's the only option. And then down here, we have the English linear PCM at 48K 16-bit 2-channel. So that's all that's on this Pearl Jam Unplugged disc for linear PCM. If you want AC3, you can also rip the AC3 version for 6-channel. It's all what you want. I'm a 2-channel guy, so I rip the 2-channel. And then we'll say Pearl Jam for the artist. Now what this will do is embed the metadata into each file. So spend a little bit of time up front, and then on the other end, when the files are done ripping, they'll already be labeled and have the track names and everything. So we'll just say MTV Unplugged. The year, I don't know, we'll say 1993. I don't actually know, it was around there. Genre, like it really matters for this, but we'll just call it rock. And then you can, I mean, for purposes of this, I won't go through and label all the tracks. So it calls them chapters. That's just how DVDs are structured. So label each track however you want. And on the bottom here, you'll see track 8 at 11 seconds. That's not an audio track. That's just something that's on the DVD. So you'll just uncheck that one. It's just a matter of looking at what's presented on the screen and just using a little, I'll say common sense, because you're thinking 11 seconds, that's not a song. So uncheck it, don't rip it. I select the 2-channel, and for ease of demonstration, I'm going to select the shortest song, hit next. And here I have the options for what do I want the output to be. So if you want to rip it in MP3, I'm sure everyone here would race to do that. It's, you know, you do whatever you want. AIFF, WAV, Apple Lossless, FLAC. You can even output it to straight PCM, which is interesting, but not too usable. If you want to do, you know, some multi-channel, then that's the way you want to go with AC3 codecs and stuff like that. But I select FLAC, and for the sample rate, I just leave it as same as input, because I don't want to resample it. I just want what's on there so I can listen to it. And channels, since I selected the stereo, mono and stereo are the only options there. If I would have selected the multi-channel, it would have gave me the option to do that in stereo, so I could down mix it to 2-channel. It sounds really, really weird to take a multi-channel, down mix it to 2-channel through this piece of software. So if all you have is multi-channel and you want to listen to it stereo, you can do it, but you may not be satisfied with the sound. And
do you recommend FLAC? Listen to them all?
Yeah, I recommend using FLAC. If you're in the Mac world, and I just happen to be ripping on a Mac here, then, you know, pick Apple Lossless or pick AIFF. iTunes isn't going to play back FLAC. So for this, and the options too, like if I select AIFF, the options are identical here. You know, sample rate, stereo, mono. So I'll go back to FLAC, because that's what I'm ripping in. And then the bits per sample here, we were fortunate that it told us this was 48K 16-bit. It doesn't always tell you what the word length is, if it's 16-bit or 24-bit. So I'll select 16-bit on this one. But if you don't know, you can select 24-bit. Because if it's an actual 16-bit recording, it'll just tack on 8 zeros. So it's really, you don't lose, you don't gain anything. You can't lose doing that. But if you had a 24-bit file and you went down to 16-bit, then you're going to lose some content. That's not good. So if you want to be safe, you could say 24-bit every time. But since I know this is 16, I'll select 16. And then I'm just going to output them to the desktop and save each chapter into an individual file in the name format. So this will take the names that I put on that first step when I name the tracks and overwrite files with the same name. I don't have any there. Create a playlist if you want. To me, I don't use those kind of playlists. I just move this content into iTunes or JRiver and play it. And never hit this enable normalization. Because if you're not familiar with that, what that's going to do is make all your audio at the same audible level, and it's going to squash the dynamics, and it's all going to sound the same. And it's if you want fidelity, it's terrible. If you want everything to sound the same, wonderful. So if you like that, select it. It's just not my thing. So then you hit next. And right here, I usually change the thread priority to the highest. That just gives this application the highest priority of anything running. If I want to run it in the background, maybe I wouldn't do that. But and then after doing it, what do you want it to do? I just say pop up a window and let me know that it's done. And then you hit start.
On the Windows version, I've noticed that there's a way to look into some sort of a database where it will download all of the track titles.
Yes, and I should have showed that on this one. I probably forgot it because it never works for me. I've tried to get it to recognize some of this stuff, and it says, oh, not in the database. But yes, I'll go back and show that option. Have you got it to work for you?
Yeah, I've had great success with it. I use Windows, but I've had great success with it.
Okay, excellent. When I flip over to Windows, we'll do that.
It's like a $10 lifetime membership or something to the database server.
Through this application?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you enter your username and a password. You go to like the queue. It seems like queue or something like that. You go and you form a record. You get a username and a password, and you type it into this application, and then
Where do you do that? I've never seen it in this app. That's what I love the...
Well, I was kind of curious. That's why I kept saying the Windows, because I think
Okay.
there's a menu that
When I flip over, we'll take a look at that. This is cool.
So it's not in Mac then?
Yeah, I've never seen it on either, so that'd be very cool. I hope I learned something. I have to rewrite my tutorial. So I should mention, everything I'm discussing now is also on my website in a tutorial on how to do this. Let's see. So this finished just pops up a thing, says, hey, it's done, and here's your files on the desktop or whatever folder you want to put them in. So yeah, ripping Blu-ray the easy way. And there's also an article out here for DVD audio. And then does anybody have those HDAD discs from like Chatted Acoustic Sounds? It'll rip those too. And you get the option of 2496, 24192. It's fabulous. So it's the same process. So yeah, here's just an article on how to do this all. And screenshots, step-by-step instructions. So if you're like me, you'll forget most of what I say. So just go back, look this one up. Yeah, question?
Is this also for audio specific format?
Yes, this is for the specific audiophile format DVD audio, because a lot of things claim DVD audio, but it's the audio off DVDs only.
Yes.
This is both. This is the DVD audio discs and the audio off DVD video discs. So it's like terrific. Yes?
There's not a way to do any DTS discs specifically or like super audio?
Super audio CD is a topic for another discussion. DTS, I believe you can do. So we're done.
And you rip high-res files, downloaded files, I know, and you rip them to DVD audio.
Yes, you can get a DVD. So the question is, what if I download high res and want to put it on a DVD audio disc? Yeah, you have to get a DVD audio authoring software to do that. This won't do that, no. It's not a very popular thing to do, so there's not many options. But there's a lot of people have that same question. So it's done. Here are my FLAC files right on the desktop. And I can play that with whatever application is going to play back FLAC. While I'm at it, I can show you just a quick analysis of it. So this is kind of a tool that, if you've seen it online, a lot of people use. Say, oh, this is upsampled Redbook, or this. Oh, look how compressed it is. This is going to sound like crap. This tool kind of tells us what it is. So this is very, very compressed. If you don't like the music, you're probably going to hate the sound. But I love the music, and I don't care if it's AM radio. And it wasn't available anywhere else, so I got it. And this looks like it's a 44:1 recording, but output at 48 because it's video, the video standards, the 48K family. So that's just a quick side note. So that's ripping DVD audio and the audio off DVD video. I mean, that's simple. Anybody can do that. Let's go back to the start here. Ooh, the pinwheel. There we go. So this option right here, download metadata from DB or upload metadata, every time I try this, this is what I get. So is this similar to the option you have?
You know, I'm thinking about it more. It may be that image burn software.
Okay.
That I'm thinking of that allows me to totally do it.
Okay. So usually when I rip one of these, I do the upload to database. Strangely, though, when I put the same disk back in and try to download that metadata, it doesn't come back. It's going out to a cloud somewhere forever. So that other question about DTS, this one doesn't have DTS, but AC3 if you wanted to do that. You just select AC3 multi-channel and then direct stream demux. So it outputs, the file extension is .ac3. And if it was DTS, it outputs .dts. Yes?
So if you're checking the 5 channels, do they have any option to just change it from 2 channels?
No. Yeah, what you could do then is go to like this, and here you got all 6 or stereo. So then it does a down mix, which may be better than just taking the front 2, because you won't get a voice then. But yeah. So it's one of those things that's pretty easy to try it. You like it, great. You don't, you didn't lose anything. So that's how easy it is to rip. Great content available on DVD audio and DVD video discs. So on the Mac side here, we'll switch over to Blu-ray. And I'll show you a couple things about Blu-rays. I'll start off with this one, Adele live from Royal Albert Hall. Love Adele, love this concert, but there's a problem with the Blu-ray. So I'll show you the problem, and then I'll show you where you can find information to avoid it. Okay.
Still Mac.
Yep, we're still on Mac. I'll switch over to Windows and
You're using the same software.
same software. Yep. And the important thing here is this Blu-ray drive works exactly like this with this piece of software. I'll quickly show you what happens with it. Okay, with a different Blu-ray drive, it won't be able to decrypt the Blu-ray disc. The chances are very high it won't be able to. So you'll get to this stage, you'll click next, and it will say, oh, sorry, I can't decrypt it. And I'll show you the tool to get around that. But with this Blu-ray drive on a Mac, it does it every time. So Adele live at Royal Albert Hall. See, there's 2 titles on this one. The first title is 8 minutes, and obviously that's not the concert. We don't want to rip the 8 minutes to audio. You can do it if you want and listen to it, but it could be just the audio that goes behind the menu, or it could be some preview video or the making of or something, and just listening to that through your stereo is kind of boring. Adele's got a funky accent, but it's, you know, if you want to, great. So title 2, that's an hour and 42 minutes. That's likely to be our full concert. And it looks like all chapters are probably music. It'll usually be the last chapter. If there's not music, it's the last chapter. You don't have to go through each of these. And I call them chapters, but they're the tracks. So yeah, that's all the tracks. So title 2, if you wanted the whole thing, you just check that. It checks them all. And then here's the options over here. There's only DTS and only AC3. So you can't output a real lossless FLAC copy or a lossless Apple lossless or AIFF copy. This is just, it's lossy. So unfortunately, I mean, I ripped this and was just like, bummer. So it's not going to sound as good. This one was meant for video playback pretty much only. And the way to avoid that is if you look out here, this website, Blu-ray.com, look up, so if you were interested in buying this Adele Blu-ray, go out here and it says audio. Oh, it's DTS HD master and Dolby Digital. If it had a PCM layer, which we want, it would say LPCM, 2-channel, multi-channel, whatever. So you can avoid buying this disc or any other disc if it doesn't have what you want by going out to this site. Amazon once in a while will say what's out there, but this is pretty good. So another one I'm going to show you later is Leonard Cohen, Songs from the Road. And here we go. It says Dolby True HD and then linear PCM 2.0, so 2-channel at $24.96. So when you see that, you know, perfect, that's what I want for my audio system. Although if you want the True HD or the DTS, whatever, great. Send that into a receiver that decodes it, and you're off and running. So just a quick how to avoid that. So I won't rip this one. I just wanted to show you there's no linear PCM. Question?
Will you edit the names?
Yes.
Chapter 1?
Yes. That's you want to do that. Edit the artist, edit the album title, year, and then, yeah, I don't want chapter 1. I want the super descriptive track 1. Now put in whatever you want there, and then when the files come out the other side, they're named perfect. You don't have to worry about that. So that's yes, I'll show you. So the question is, can I record this as a single file? And that can be very advantageous for concerts. So when you play back a single file, it's completely gapless. So there's not a pause between tracks or anything like that. So you can output it as a single file and then also create what's called a cue sheet. So say you're using JRiver Media Center, which supports cue sheets. It will show up as several different files, a file for each track, and it will allow you to skip to the next track. But really, it's one single huge file, and there'll be no gaps during playback. Quite cool. It's great for Dark Side of the Moon and all the Pink Floyd stuff as well. Yes?
This program will make PCM files.
This program will make pretty much whatever on the disk.
Make a DSD file.
No, SACD and DSD is a topic for another discussion. It's a whole different animal, unfortunately. So I got the spinning pinwheel. Of course, this only happens for demonstrations. I use this thing at home all the time. Never happens. But I will show you the cue sheet thing. It is. Yeah, I feel like Barack Obama. It's the altitude here. Whew. All right. So let's just pick this one track. So we could say CD image and cue sheet. It says CD. It's just old terminology. So with this one, it's weird because it's not a PCM file. It gives you this, different options, DTS or whatever. But yeah, single file, cue sheet. It's a great way to do it. So let me get rid of Adele here. And we'll put in Leonard Cohen. Another interesting Blu-ray that I picked up to rip is this Peter Gabriel Secret World Live. They created it from the, remixed and remastered in stereo and DTS, digitally restored and remastered from the original 16mm film. It's kind of cool. So Leonard Cohen Blu-ray is in. Okay, so the Leonard Cohen one has all these different titles and a couple different options. So just by looking at the titles, it's pretty clear the concert is much longer than the other ones. It's an hour and 11 minutes. Here's all your chapters. And then here's the English LPCM and then the English True HD options. So whatever one you want, just select that or select both, I suppose. Then I'll click next. So this is the Blu-ray, very similar to the DVD audio or DVD video. So I would do, let's say, compress to lossless FLAC, save space, whatever. If you want to do anything to that FLAC file afterwards, you can always do that too, convert it, because it's just like a regular file. So 24 bits, same as input always. You can select 96K if you want, but I just leave that, and then stereo. So rip in the Blu-ray with this specific drive and this software. It's super simple. It's like next, finish. Yes? Certainly. Tardy, huh? Just kidding. Sam's, here it is up on the screen. Samsung SE 506.
You say JRiver with a Q sheet will let you access direct tracks even though it's one big file.
Yeah. Any app that supports a Q sheet will let you do that the single file way. It's awesome. So say I didn't have this Blu-ray drive and I had a different Blu-ray drive, say a Pioneer. I didn't bring that one, but so you would get to this stage, you would click next, and it will say, whoa, I can't decrypt this file. So then what you would do, you'd have to get a little geeky. The PC side, you don't have to because there's another tool. So this app called Make MKV. What this does is removes the encryption to allow you to access the content you've already purchased on the disk. So what you do here is, I think it's this one. There's a back, so it sees the disk. On the first screen, you click that backup button up top, and it takes an exact bit-for-bit copy of the whole Blu-ray, all 25 to 50 gig. It's kind of a pain. So it makes an exact copy of it. So I have this Leonard Cohen file on my desktop or folder, and this is what you get. This is the exact copy of what's on the Blu-ray. So, I mean, the software is really simple. I think you could try it for a while, for 30 days or so, see if you like it, and then it's probably 30, 45 bucks or something like that. So after you hit backup, you get that file. And you can use that MakeMV tool to just rip, but it won't output in FLAC the way you want it, and I just don't recommend doing it. Try it if you want, but it's kind of ugly. So say I went through that whole backup. It takes quite a while to rip the 25 gig off the whole DVD to your desktop or wherever you do it. Whereas if you're just ripping the audio files you want, it's far less than the 25 gig. There's a lot of stuff on Blu-ray, including the video. So then if I open DVD Audio Extractor, same app. This time I would say folder, open the folder. I will say it's already selected, but we'll go over again. So desktop, Leonard Cohen, Songs from the Road, open. And of course, so when I did this at home, it's a bit different. Oh, there we go. So it's identical to the Blu-ray when it was reading it off this drive. So then when it rips it, when you click next, it won't pop up the message and say, I can't decrypt this. When you copy it using Make MKV, it decrypts it automatically and puts the copy on your hard drive. So it's kind of geeky just because it's an extra step. Yes? Make MKV,
that is only recommended with Mac.
Yeah, this is only for Mac, specific for Mac. Yep. So that's ripping DVD audio, DVD video audio, and Blu-ray for Mac. It's really that simple. And if you don't remember it, just go out to the site. There's instructions step by step on how to do it. Any other questions while I'm on Mac real quick? Yes?
If you're using PC,
I will show you. I'm going to reboot to PC, and we're going to do the same thing. Any other questions on Mac? Yes?
Just one question. Do you have on your website
I didn't write it, but yes, yes. Any other? Yes?
When you get the DVD, like videos of the concerts that you have,
Yep.
is that sound, is the sample rate max out at like 48 kilohertz on the?
It doesn't max out. 48K is just kind of standard the video industry is used.
So that's the resolution you're going to get from your sound.
Depends on the DVD. So whatever's available on the DVD, it'll show up here. And if they wanted to put 96, they could. Many of them don't. So does everyone have this information before I reboot? The website, Blu-ray.com, you can find out all the information. And all these other things I can pull it up to on the Windows side, I suppose. So I'll reboot to Windows. If you're not familiar with boot camp, the question came up yesterday, what's boot camp? Or what's boot camping? They've changed it into a verb. So all the Mac computers now can run Windows and Mac OS X. So I'm running both on this. When you reboot, you hold down Option and it comes up. You can't see it, great. Just gives you 2 hard drives, Mac or Windows. And on the Mac side, there's a step-by-step, click next, tell you what to do, easy, how to do the whole thing. Yeah?
Those new Apple computers, can they run Linux?
Yes, they can, but not as easy as as Windows. It gets geeky. I've had OS X, Windows XP, Windows Vista, and Linux running at the same time on a Mac, but it was just a project and a half to get it done. So you can do it.
Is it like punishment?
Tell me about it. It was more of the, I'm going to beat this thing, I got to do it. Okay, you can kind of see down in the lower right-hand corner, it's opening the Blu-ray, and I'll show you the software that's doing that. So on the PC side, DVD audio extractor, no matter what you do, runs into the problem of it can't decrypt the Blu-ray or the DVD audio, DVD video. If there's encryption, it can't do it. So even with this Blu-ray drive. So you have to have another piece of software. It's kind of better on the PC side. You don't need to get something like Make MKV and copy the whole disk to your hard drive. What you do is you run this piece of software from DVD Fab. Excellent, internet required. Fortunately, I have that. So I'm just using a little Verizon MiFi. This thing's great. I love it. 5 people can connect, LTE speed.
But only if you show your password.
Don't be using my bandwidth. So let me, as if we were starting from scratch. Okay, let's skip Leonard Cohen. Let's go to Kings of Leon, live from the O2. So the app that I'm using to decrypt the disk. All it's doing is decrypting. Let's see.
Pros and cons between DVD Fab and any DVD?
I don't remember. I haven't used any DVD for quite a while. So here's what I'm using. Passkey for Blu-ray. What this does is it just runs in the background. When I put a Blu-ray disc in, like right now, It sees it, and it will pop up. And it will pop up. It's spinning up now. So it sees it, and it makes it available to any applications on your computer. So it decrypts it. So right now it's opening Blu-ray source, Kings of Leon, done, got it. That's JRiver. So what I did is I set JRiver to open Blu-rays for me just for the heck of it because I was screwing around. So once you run that DVD Fab app in the background, you don't have to do anything. You put the disc in, makes it available. You can watch the DVD or the Blu-ray or DVD right through JRiver. It's quite cool. Or you can rip it. I prefer to rip using this other tool because I think it gives you better options. Is Matt from JRiver here? Okay, good. We can talk bad. Just kidding. So, same app, DVD audio extractor. It's a fully functional. It's registered. Oh my gosh. Well, let's go through this quickly. Oh, good. You'll get the full experience of what it's like when you purchase the product. Oops. It's many 6-letter words. Don't try and guess. Okay, so I have it licensed for the Mac side and the Windows side. So I'll do manage licenses, and you can move this to another computer if you don't want to use it or whatever. So I want to reassign this license to work on this laptop. We'll say register now. Machine ID. Oops. So that's the machine ID. Oh, strangely, it's the same as the one they already have. I'll assign it. And then download. That's just the license file, and it appears I've already got that on my computer twice. Oh, 3 times. So I think it happens whenever I use Parallels as well, if you're familiar with that. So I can open Windows while I'm still running Mac, and then it throws it all off. So there we go. So if you purchase this, you can go through that once. So this is Kings of Leon, Blu-ray. Here's the options. Title 1, 139 minutes. That's probably our concert. 11 seconds, probably a short concert. Something from the White Stripes or something. And it looks like every track on here is music. This track 1, 55 seconds. It's probably a crowd cheering right before, hello, hello Cleveland, or whatever they're saying when they're in Philly or something. And plus afterwards you rip it and it's not an audio track, just delete it, whatever. So here we have English LPCM, English AC3, and English True HD. All 3 options. And it's interesting on this one, it says 96K 2-channel. It doesn't tell us if it's 24-bit or 16-bit. So just keep that in mind. Let's just say chapter 1, because it's 55 seconds. I want the English 2-channel 96K. Yes?
Is there any way to preview a chapter to find out what is actually on there?
There used to be a little screen that, oh wait, I think there is. Right down here. So the sound's coming out of the laptop, but, so you can do the little preview. It's a pretty great concert. Anybody like the Kings of Leon? Oh, they're fabulous. So yeah, you can do the preview if you want. Hey, I don't want that 55 seconds. Done. So 2-channel, 96K. Next, I always do same as input. Stereo and mono are the only options with this one because we didn't select multi-channel. And because it didn't tell us if it's 16 or 24-bit, just select 24-bit. And here's same options as on the Mac side. Quite easy. FLAC if you're doing PC or Apple lossless or, yeah, probably just Apple, Apple lossless if you're doing Mac. The AIFF codec isn't anywhere on this one, but since you're on a PC, whoopee. So FLAC.
What is the direct stream demux?
Demux? Yeah, sure. So if I'll show you. Direct stream demux. If you were doing the multi-channel AC3 or DTS, you would pick that. And then it would output the files as .ac3, .dts, and go right to a receiver that could decode that. They don't have like nothing up here says like DTS or whatever. So it just takes the straight files out and doesn't put them into a FLAC or wave container or anything like that. So if you have a receiver connected that does this, fabulous. So let's go to this one, image and cue sheet. Since it's a concert, we'll just do what we did previously. And so yeah, rip the whole thing, FLAC. And it's the same options. Insert 2 seconds of silence between tracks. For a concert, I wouldn't do that. But if you want that, great, go for it. Overwrite files, whatever. And it's just the same process as on a Mac. It's next, finish. And that literally rips the high-res content off of Blu-ray and DVD audio, DVD video, exactly the same process. So it's just, there's so much content available on Blu-ray video. Now there's Blu-ray video discs, which everyone knows about, but there's also Blu-ray audio, and they're Blu-ray audio only. So some of them have really cool options. I'll say 80% you'll have to go through this process, but 20% have, and now I can't think of the name of it, M-Shuttle. So you can do two things. You put the Blu-ray in a real Blu-ray player like Oppo, and you'll be able to see the PCM 2-channel files over your network and copy them right from your Oppo or your Blu-ray player. So you don't have to rip them. They just decided, well, people want these files anyway, we'll make them available. Or just stick the disk in your computer with a Blu-ray drive, and you can copy the FLAC files or WAV files or MP3 files right off the Blu-ray disc. You don't have to do the ripping process. They've done it for you already. So that's called M-Shuttle. So if you look on the back of some, I don't know if Naxos does it yet. 2L, I think, does it. You guys familiar with the 2L label? Yeah, I think on the back of theirs it'll say M-Shuttle. MSM Studios is the studio that kind of created that whole thing. So it's quite cool. Let's see here. So the Kings of Leon, as I said, it says 96 2-channel. Turns out this one is really a 16-bit 48K concert. That's what it was recorded in. But they just said 96K on the label. So I know most people send nasty emails when they find this. They send nasty emails to like HD Tracks or somebody saying you sold me the wrong thing. I seriously doubt anybody's sent an email to RCA that they bought a Blu-ray with 48K instead of 96. So maybe people need to do that and say, hey, that's not really what you sold me. So if you go out to Blu-ray.com, it will say 96 because that's what it says on here. That's what it's reporting everywhere. The files come out as 96, but when you look at them through the analyzing tool that I showed you on Mac, it's straight across that 48K. So still sounds wonderful. That's just kind of a numbers thing if you're a numbers guy. 48K sounds great. It's a great concert. So one other thing you can do, if you like, with that DVD Fab passkey for Blu-ray is you can rip a complete image of the Blu-ray disc. If you wanted to back up your physical media and you want a file to store on a hard drive somewhere or a NAS or whatever, you can rip a complete image bit for bit of the Blu-ray or the DVD audio or the DVD video disc. So that's kind of nice. So if I was going to do this in JRiver, yeah, JRiver version 18. very, very beta version. Yeah, check for an online solution. That'll work. So with DVD Fab passkey for Blu-ray running in the background, I would open up JRiver and that full Blu-ray would be accessible to me. I could play it. A lot of people use JRiver in like theater mode or actually play video from it. Works terrific. You can play the Blu-ray right through JRiver, through your audio system, whatever you want, or just through an Oppo or whatever. What questions do people have on the PC side? Did I go over it too quick? Yes?
So just to clarify, the manufacturer is DVD Fab, and after the software is called capacity for Blu-ray.
Yes, let's go back out there.
And then is there a charge for that?
Yep. Of course. And the DVD Fab passkey for Blu-ray goes on a subscription basis. And I'll tell you why in a second. So $60 a year. Because what they need to do is they need to constantly update the software. It's kind of a game of cat and mouse. A new Blu-ray comes out and they change the encryption a little bit. So if the software was never updated, you wouldn't be able to get the new DVDs. So they're constantly updating it. And every time you boot your PC, it phones home to the mothership. Is there an update? Okay. Do you want it? Sure. And then it works with the new ones. So $60 for passkey for Blu-ray. Just runs in the background. You never see it if you don't put a disc in.
Chris, would be a similar issue with that Samsung?
Yeah, the Samsung Blu-ray drive on the PC isn't as magical as it is on the Mac. So without DVD Fab, you will always run into problems on the Mac, on the PC side of I can't decrypt it with just DVD audio extractor. Yes?
Could you go over the OPPO that you mentioned on how to that would download into your hard drive in the OPPO?
Okay, so if you have the Oppo player and you have the Blu-rays that are specifically authored with M-Shuttle technology, then you would put the Blu-ray in your Oppo, and if you have it connected to your home network, you would be able to browse that from your PC or your Mac and just copy the files right from your Oppo player or your Blu-ray player. But very few Blu-rays are using M-Shuttle. So it's like, I said 20%, but that's 25% of the audiophile market Blu-rays. So these guys are never going to do M-Shuttle. I mean, they want to encrypt everything. So yes?
Gotten a disc yesterday from AIX Records.
Yep.
And his has some on there. They're in with what do you call the ROM.
Okay.
And is that just another name for that M-Shuttle technology?
No, Mark Waldrop at AIX doesn't use M-Shuttle.
Okay.
His Blu-rays rip fine, the same process. So I should have brought one of his and then pissed him off. No, just kidding. I ripped it a couple days ago before the show. But yeah, I mean, you bought the music, you want to listen to it however you want.
Sorry, he's already pissed off. He said, what did...
I heard. But actually, I'm encouraging everyone to buy more Blu-rays because you can listen to them in more things now. So yes.
You say they have a Blu-ray format that's music only?
Yes, there are music-only Blu-rays. And originally, those were made so you could just throw the Blu-ray in your Blu-ray player and not have to go through a visual menu. You can just hit play like a CD, and it just goes right through it and plays. Very few of those, though, pure audio Blu-rays. Let's see. I hope this is a good site. You never know. So, yeah, it's the same. Okay, yeah, Stefan Bach, MSM Studios. He does M-Shuttle too. So yeah, these were made for the audiophile market. People who don't want a display, just throw the Blu-ray in and press play, but very limited selection. So.
Where's a good online market for buying?
I use Amazon to get all my Blu-rays. They seem to have everything. But if you want to get Mark Waldrop's, do it directly from him or ask him where it is on Amazon. Because his concerts show up, as he was saying, under like movies, and he's an actor or the director, and nobody knows how to classify him. So he makes great stuff, and I'm just joking, when I say stuff about him. So buy his Blu-rays, and you can put them on your music server. Great thing. Questions? Nothing?
We have a PC and a Mac, and they could do this process once it's on your PC and then transfer it over to your Mac and use it for audio.
Yeah, so if you want to do this on a PC and then play the music on a Mac, yeah, once you have the files, it's their files. Do whatever you want with them. They'll play anywhere as long as it's supported by the app. FLAC, not the best on Mac, but you know what I'm getting.
So you have both PC and Mac, profile one over the other?
I like to rip Blu-rays and DVD audio discs and whatever on a PC because I like this DVD Fab passkey for Blu-ray. It always works, and it makes DVD audio extractor always work. On the Mac, sometimes if you can't get past the encryption and you have to do that make MKV process, copy the whole 25 gigabytes, that takes a while. So that's why I prefer PC.
What about Handbrake?
Handbrake won't do it. Handbrake, I believe, is video only, and if you can do audio, it's not going to be lossless. Yes?
That Samsung player you mentioned, is there a version, does Samsung make one that fits in the bay of a PC instead of the outboard player?
They probably do, but I don't know if it works exactly like this one. I think the big thing on this one is AV connectivity that makes it magically work on the Mac without decryption, but I'm not positive. Questions? Yeah, this is just a USB drive. Yes?
Okay, over the subjects now, DVD, when are you going to schedule that other discussion out there about the SACD?
Not this year. No. It's much more geeky. Bring your propeller head hat for that one. Yeah. Yes? Yeah. And there's a few users out on the site that do it all the time and are very, very helpful. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there on it. One user that is absolutely awesome is Ted B. That's his username out on the site. He knows everything there is to know about ripping SACDs. Ted_B, I think, is his name on the site. He's awesome. Questions? Everybody go buy Blu-rays. Seriously, I'm not promoting stealing anything.
I bought a Blu-ray disc, and I don't happen to have the Blu-ray player, but there was a special with the disc I got. Along with the purchase, if you went to the website and used an enclosed code, you got free high-res download. So that's what I did to get it to my server.
Really? What disc was that?
It was Tom Petty's Damn the Torpedo re-release.
Ah, very cool.
But I do have that disc, so I mean, if anything happened to the file, now I know I could buy that new player.
Yeah. I mean, you bought the music already. It's great when you can...
Offered this thing in FLAC. It was offered even as a high-res, what they call high-res MP3 or 320 MP3.
Yeah, real high res. You know what's cool about that, you say Tom Petty, is if you look in the frequently asked questions on that site, I believe, they do link to Computer Audiophile. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Questions, we have, let's see how much time we got. 6 minutes. Anyone? Is anybody selling Blu-ray audio here besides Mark Waldrop? I didn't see any in the big room. Yeah? So does anybody think this is actually harder than they thought? Because I would love to clear it up. It's so simple.
So you did a lot of your examples 2-channel.
Yep.
You said if you wanted 6-channel, then you would have to have a receiver to decrypt that.
Yep.
Is the process the same with the 6-channel? You just have to select.
It's identical.
Now,
Yeah.
The True HD.
Yep.
2 versions of the 6-channel. Which one would you recommend?
I don't know. I'm not a multi-channel guy, but also Ted B, that's out on my site, the SACD guy, as I call him, has a multi-channel system and has done a ton of multi-channel stuff. So you might want to hit him up out there, and he'll give you an opinion. Huh? He goes by the name Ted_B out on my site. He's a very, very nice guy. He knows a ton about it. So, yes, from Westlake, Ohio. Yes, in the back.
Yeah, well, to his answer, it's that direct DSD that you want to select. DSD. That way you would then play it through the system that when you play it through the system that you're wanting to use it on, it'll say, oh, you want it DTS, you want it blah, blah, blah. It's a bit for bit, copy on it. It's in the exact same format it's looking for. All the keys, all the timing, all that stuff's already messed with, and you don't have to deal with it. It won't play on your, won't play on your computer unless you have the J Rivers or all that, that kind of stuff. But on your iPhones, it can play it for sure. But when you set it down, you see the light. You'll see that little light pop up, and all of a sudden it'll.
4 minutes. Anyone else? Yes.
Is your Samsung also a burner or just a reader?
I think it does burning too, but I hate physical media. I don't want to burn anything to it. But I think you can get Blu-ray discs that'll hold up to like 50 gig or something, so you can back up quite a bit of stuff on there if you want it. But I don't know, if you want to burn a Blu-ray, awesome. I don't. Yes. The question is, how do I make money? So Computer Audiophile is my full-time career, and I make money. Most of my money comes through advertisements, but I also do consulting to dealers, distributors, manufacturers, and stuff like that. Oh, very welcome. It's good to hear the positive feedback. You'd be surprised at all the emails I receive that aren't. A lot of free time some people have. I don't mind hearing constructive criticism, but some of them are harsh. Yes?
If you're connected to a Mac, is that in itself a piece of Blu-ray as far as performance is concerned? If it's not, is that encryption?
Like if you want to just use this to play?
Or no, just as on the Windows, one of the reasons why we're saying the Samsung is because it doesn't have that.
Oh, yeah, so if you're just using PC and you want to get a Blu-ray drive, is this a one to get? I like it. It's great. But on the PC, it works the same as a Pioneer one I have at home. No real difference, so, whatever. Probably around the same price. So I'd probably just go with this one because in case you ever want a Mac, you're covered. Until they do some firmware update and ruin it for everyone or something. You never know, but I'm never updating this one. Yeah, exactly. They'll be off the market soon, probably. Our luck. Any other questions? Let's see, 2 minutes.
So you're saying that if you have you've got a Dell laptop PC with a built-in Blu-ray, that should work fine.
Yeah.
So you don't need to get this unless you
Buy the 2 pieces of software and you're off and running. It's just like this laptop doesn't have a spinning drive in it, so just grab that. Anything else before we wrap up? One more. The what? Oh, the Peter Gabriel Blu-ray. Peter Gabriel's Secret World Live. It's straight from the 16mm film. It's really cool. If you're a Peter Gabriel fan, highly recommended.
Is that on B&W's download on their site too?
I don't know. Do they? There's a lot of Peter Gabriel stuff. Usually it's different versions or a weird shortened version or something, but it may be through the B&W Society of Sound. Yes. That's a great site if nobody's been out there. Huh? B&W, the speaker company, they have the Society of Sound. Yeah. Download site is great. You sign up for a subscription, and you can download like a whole back catalog of stuff that was available before you subscribed. It's really cool. All right, we're out of time. Thank you guys very much.